Good morning and hello there, hockey fans and Apba Hockey fans and Apba Hockey enthusiasts. We have a good one today as we have the second game of our 2026 Tigerbob's Apba Hockey Tournament. And today we got the 92-93 Montreal Canadians at the 97-98 St. Louis Blues. This will be the second game of the tournament, the first game of the tournament. Last week, Boston beat Tampa Bay 2-1. They'll be awaiting the winner of this game in the second round. Montreal comes in here. They've won 24 championships over the years, and this was the last team to win the championship for the Canadians. The 92-93 season, they finished third in the Adams division with 102 points. They were led by Bellows with 40 goals, Danfus at 39, Miller 37 goals, and Lebeau 31 goals. And they had the legendary goalie, Patrick Waugh, in the goal. And they're going up against the St. Louis Blues of 97-98. They were third in the Central that year with 98 points. They lost to Detroit in the finals, and they lost to Detroit in the second round. And they were led by Courtnall with 31 goals and Hull with 27. And in the goal will be Grant Fuhr. So this should be a very good hockey game. So let's get ready to drop the puck. So we are at the Howard Street Hockey Arena here in Bay City, Michigan. And out comes the number one lines for Montreal. We got Steven Lebeau against Turgeon. St. Louis is a +2 on the faceoff. +2. We got an 8 on the +2 advantage right defenseman. And we are underway here on the Tigerbob Broadcasting Network. And here comes Al McGinnis with St. Louis. 24 is a 9. And we got a block shot to the left defenseman. And that's the way the game begins. And here comes Matthew Schneider, Montreal. 13. 13's a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They do get the block. Find out where the block goes to. The block is 3. Blocks it to the right defenseman. So both teams have a block early in the game here. Here comes Al McGinnis. 62. 62's a 9. Another block shot. This time to Schneider. Montreal on the attack. 51. 51's a 4. ODA drops it to 5. Does anybody got a 51 under the assist? They do not. And we have a neutral zone face-off. +2 for St. Louis and Turgeon. 8 on the +2 advantage right defenseman. And here comes Al McGinnis for St. Louis. 62. 62's a 9. Another block shot. Third block shot already for Montreal. Matthew Schneider. 16's a 28. Skates down the ice. Taken away by the Golden Brett. And here comes Brett Hull. St. Louis. Early in the game. 52's a 27. Taken away by the centerman. Lebeau for Montreal. Lebeau gets a 35. That's a 3. It's going to drop to a 4 with the ODAI. So he's going to get a shot. Shot range of 32. 46 is out of the range. That's the first shot of the game. Grant Fuhr, the goalie. 42 is a 5. He saves it to the right wing hole. I believe the last time down the ice before we get a line change. Here comes Brett Hull with the puck. 45. 45 is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Montreal's going to get the block. And they're going to hold it for a face-off. So Montreal with 4 blocks early in the game here. And out comes the number 2 lines. We got Turcotte. The Turcotte line for St. Louis. And we got the Muller line for Montreal. And we got a face-off down in Montreal's end. Turcotte's a 3. Muller's a 3. We got an even face-off 4. Even 4. Home right defenseman. McGinnis. He's in the offensive zone. 13 is a 6 from the offensive zone. That's a possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. Looking at the red dice. Block shot. Montreal. They block it to the right defenseman. 5th block for Montreal. And here comes the right defenseman. 46 is a 41. That's a possible bench minor. The bench minors, we got visitors. Bench minors is 0. Montreal's is 0. So it will not be a bench minor. Go through 9, it'll be a face-off. It is a 10. So we got, nope, 2 through 10 is a neutral zone face-off. So we got a neutral zone face-off. 3 minutes into the game. Neutral zone face-off. Center ice. We got a battle of the threes between Turcotte and Muller. We got a 2 on the even. Somebody might be kicked out. We got a 2-8. The visitor, Muller's kicked out of the circle. So Keene will be taking it. Turcotte's a +2 on the face-off now. 4 on the +2. Advantage left defenseman. Pronger with the puck. St. Louis Pronger. 43 is a 29. Chipped away, taken away by Schneider. And here comes the left defenseman, Matthew Schneider. 64 is a 6. Possible block. It's going to drop to a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. They do block it. St. Louis blocks it for a face-off down in St. Louis's end. We are 4 minutes in. Face-off. Even. Face-off. St. Louis's end. 4. Home right defenseman. Pronger or McGinnis trying to bring it out of their own zone. 12's a 25. Interception and shot on goal right defenseman. If I can get a 2 through 7. Dice roll is a 4, so he will get a shot. Shot range of 11. Odeline shoots out of the range. Second shot on goal for Montreal. Grantfier, 26 is a 20. He gives up the puck to the opposing right defenseman. Odeline still with the puck. Starting to play. 53, that's going to be a matchup. Right defenseman matchup 9. Right defenseman. Battles along the boards against the opposing left defenseman. Right defenseman corner is a 11. Left defenseman is a 14. That will be taken away by Pronger. And we're going to get a change on the fly. Dice rolls a 1. This would be a total change. I'd switch my forward lines out about every 2.5 minutes. I switch out my defenseman around every 5 minutes. So now we got to do a change on the fly, coming back the other way. We got a 1. So a couple easy change on the flies as we got the Yankee line against a Guy Carbonell line. As we are 5 minutes into this game, and here comes Pellerine for St. Louis. 32-26. Taken away by Gilbert Dion. And here comes Montreal. Gilbert Dion. 15 is a 1. He skates in. He gets a shot. He's going to shoot to 23. It is out of the range. Third shot on goal for the Canadians. Grantfier. 36 is a 33. He cannot cover it up, and the opposing right defenseman could get a shot. He has a shot frequency of 7. Got to shake the dice. It is a 5. Dagnew's going to shoot to 22. It is out of the range. Fourth shot on goal for Montreal. Grantfier, 55's a 3, saves it to the centerman. Yankee. And here comes St. Louis. Terry Yake, 31. 31's a 16. That'll drop to a 17. 17 will be taken away by the centerman. Carbonell. comes Guy Carbonell with the puck. And Montreal, 12-25, taken away by Steve Duchesne. We're going to do a little quick change here. Out comes the number 4 lines. My number 4 lines, they get to go one time during a period. So they'll end up about 7.5, 8 minutes for the game. And here comes Duchesne with the puck with the number 4 line. 54-32. We got to see if they have the physical of 14, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. They do not have the physical of 14. And he is going to get the puck up to Eastwood. Mikey Eastwood with the puck for St. Louis. 65-35. That's going to be a penalty. A 35-35 on the burger charts. He gets a minor penalty. Go to a quick break. We come back. Montreal would be going on to power play. So Montreal bringing out their number 1 lines and number 1 defense pairings for the power play here. St. Louis is taking the right wing out. Lebeau is a 2 on the face-off. Turgeon, he's coming to play center on a penalty kill. He's a 4, so a +2 for St. Louis. 4 on the +2 advantage left defenseman. And here comes the shorthanded team. Bergevin, shorthanded, 45-26. Going to the power play team. Vincent Stampuse on the power play. 42. 42 is a 2. He skates right in. They got a +1 on the power play, so 23. He's going to be shot range at 24. Fires the puck out of the range. 5th shot on goal for the Canadians. Grandfier, 34 is a 31. He cannot cover it up. They skate back around, and Bellows is going to get the shot on the power play. 24 is going to go up to the 25. He fires it out of the range. Grandfier trying to cover it up. 22, he gets it to the right defenseman. Duchesne. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Here comes the shorthanded team. Duchesne. 32 is a 26. It goes back to Danfus on the power play. Danfus. 25 is a 1. He skates in. 23 becomes a 24. Fires it out of the range. Montreal putting pressure on in the power play. Grandfier, 51 is a 4. Saves it to the left wing. Twist. Power play is half over. And here comes Tony Twist, shorthanded. 13's a 22. 22 on the shorthanded. That'll be taken away by the centerman. Power play. Stefan. Debut. Power play. 25's a 1. Skates in, he gets a shot. 32's going to bump up to a 33. Fires the puck out of the range with a 52. The 8th shot on goal for Montreal. Grandfier, 62 is a 5. It will be a face-off, as they do not have a right wing in there. So we got 30 seconds left in the power play for Montreal. Turgeon is the +2. So the +2, 2 through 7, the visitors are going to get kicked out. It is a 5. So Turgeon will now be a plus. He's still a +2 because Danfus is a 2. So 8 on the +2. Advantage right defenseman. Duchesne. Shorthanded. 64 is a 23. Taken away by the right wing Bellows. Montreal, one last charge on the power play. Bellows. 21. 21's a 5. He's going to get a shot. 24 is going to bump up to 25. Bellows shoots it out of the range. 9th shot on goal of the period for Montreal. Grandfier, 42, is a 5. He's going to hold it for a face-off, and that is the end of the first power play. As Montreal puts a lot of pressure on and cannot score. So we got 10.5 minutes left in the first period. This game remains scoreless. We got the number 1 forward lines coming out with the number 3 defense pairing. And we have a face-off down in St. Louis's end. And right now, Montreal has a 9 shots to 0 shot advantage. Lebue's a 2. Turgeon's a 4. +2. 9 on a +2. taken away by the disadvantaged center Lebeau, and they're going to be in the offensive zone. Stefan Lebeau, the offensive zone. 21 is a 31. 31, they got a physical of 14, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do not. Lebeau's going to pass the puck to Danfus. Montreal still with the puck. Vincent Danfus, 42. 42's a 2. That's going to stay a 2. He's going to get a shot. Shot range, 23. Fires the puck, 36. Out of the range. 10th shot on goal. Grant Gear, 46 is a 41. He's going to leave a rebound out there. Rebound, 4-6. So the second highest intimidator. We got a couple 6s that are forwards. So the second highest will be Danfus. So it'll be a 6-6 on a rebound. +2. Danfus is going to go up to a 25 on the rebound. Danfus puts it on the goalie. Can Grant Fuhr make the save? 45 is a 21. He cannot make the save. And Danfus on a rebound scores. And Montreal takes 1-0 lead. Grant Fuhr is beaten by Danfus on a rebound shot. So with 9:39 left in the first period, Danfus for Montreal buries the rebound, gets an assist from Lebeau and Bellows, and Montreal leading 1-0 as the number 1 line stay out there with the number 3 defense pairings. Turgeon's the 4, Lebeau's a 2, +2 for St. Louis. They don't even have a shot on goal yet. 8 on the +2, advantage right defenseman. Advantage Todd Gill, St. Louis on the attack. Todd Gill, 22. 22's a 1. He skates in and gets a shot. The defenseman has a shot range of 21. Fires the puck, 35. First shot on goal of the game for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 63 is a 38. It will be a face-off as he holds on to it. Down in Montreal's end. +2. For Turgeon in St. Louis. 4 on the +2. Advantage left defenseman Rivers in the offensive zone. 34 is a 31 offensive zone. So they got a physical of 14. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do not. He'll pass the puck. He's going to pass the puck to. Looks like he'll pass it to Turgeon. No, he's going to pass it to Hull. Brett Hull with the puck. 25's a 1. He skates in and gets a shot. He has a shot range of 23. Fires the puck out of the range. Second shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 64 is a 5. Saves it. Bellows has it. Here comes Montreal. Coming back the other way. 33 is a 1. Bellows skates in and gets a shot. Shot range of 24. Fires it out of the range. 12th shot on goal for Montreal. Grant Fuhr, 61 is a 22. We cannot cover it up. Goes back to the left wing. Danfus. Montreal remains in possession as they work the puck around here with 8.5 minutes left in the first period. Danfus starting to play. 45's a 7. Possible block. 1, 2. 3 shots for the block. Red dice. 1, 2, 3's a block. It is a 6. No block. Danfus shoots to 23. Fires the puck out of the range. Shot number 13. Grant Fuhr. 63's a 38. He's going to hold it for a face-off down in St. Louis's end with 8 minutes left in the period, and we got a line change. All right, the number 2 lines are out, and we have a face-off down in St. Louis's end. Montreal Muller is a 3. Turcotza 3. So we got even. Even on the face-off. Even 3. Home left defenseman. Rivers coming out of the defensive end. Jamie Rivers, 44 is a 2. He comes right down. He's going to get a shot. Shot range of 12 for the defenseman. Rivers fires the puck. It's a snake eyes. Rivers with a shot range of 12 puts it on the goalie. And Patrick Waugh, 44, is up to the task as he saves it to the right defenseman. So Rivers with a very surprising, awesome scoring opportunity. But the goalie, Waugh, was up to the task. And here comes Patrice Brisbois. 16's a 28. Goes to the right wing. Conroy. We're down to the final 7 minutes left of the first period with Montreal leading 1-0. Conroy, 21's a 31. I have to see if they have a physical of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Taken away by the left defenseman, Kevin Haller. And Montreal coming back the other way. Kevin Haller starting to play. 26 is a 9. Block shot to the left defenseman, Rivers. Third block shot for St. Louis. Here comes Jamie Rivers. 25. 25 is a 5. That will drop to a 6. Possible block shot. 1, 2, 3 shots for the block. Red dice. No block. Rivers going to shoot through 12. Rivers shoots out of the range this time. Goalie. Patrick Waugh. 14. 14 is a 30. Cannot cover it up. Back to St. Louis. They work it around. Turcotte's going to get a shot. He's shooting through 25. Turcotte fires the puck out of the zone. Fifth shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 45, is the 6. He's in the holdup for a face-off down in Montreal's end. As we got 6 minutes left here, first period. Even on the face-off, even 6. Visiting right wing. Here comes Keene. Out of the defensive end. 43 is a 29. Interception, shot and goal left defenseman. It will be a shot because he has a shot frequency of 13. So there's a shot range of 12. Fires the puck. Out of the range. 6th shot for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 66, saves it to the left defenseman, Kevin Haller. This will be the last time down the ice before the line change. Kevin Haller, Montreal. 36 is a 35. He will be going to the penalty box for a minor penalty. We come back. St. Louis will be going on their first power play. So Haller goes to the penalty box for 2 minutes. This will be St. Louis's first power play. They got the number 1 forwards and number 1 defenseman out. Montreal's taking their right wing out. So we got Turgeon's a 4, Carbonell's a 4. So even on the face-off, we got an even 8. Visiting center, shorthanded team, Guy Carbonell with the puck, coming out, 43, 29, taken away, left defenseman, Pronger on the power play, 42 is a 21 on the power play, that'll be taken away by the left wing, Dion. That eats up 30 seconds of the extra attacker, shorthanded team, Gilbert Dion. Snake Eyes is a 1. He skates right in and gets a shot. He's a shot range of 23, short-handed. Fires the puck out of the range. 14th shot on goal for Montreal. Grant Fuhr, 41. It's a 24. They got to try and clear it. They got a clearing of 9. They cannot clear it. 24. Highest shot range is going to get a shot. And that would be Dion. Shooting, short-handed. He puts it on the goalie. Montreal trying to score a short-handed goal. Grant Fuhr saves it to the centerman. What a big save by Fuhr. But struggling, but he made a save that time. That eats up another 30 seconds of the power play. 1 minute gone, and here comes the power play team. Pierre Turgeon on the power play. 55 is the 1 he skates in. He has a 25. Going to go up to a 31. On the shot range, out of the range. Seventh shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 64, is a 5. No right wing, so they're going to hold it down in their end for a face-off. We got 30 seconds left in St. Louis's power play. Even on the face-off. 5, home left wing. Dimitri on the power play. 16's a 28. There's not a right wing out there, so Dimitri still with the puck. 36, 33 on the power play. Dimitri will be going to the penalty box. As Haller comes out, Dimitri goes in, and Montreal will be going on the power play. So 3 minutes left in the first period. Montreal going on their second power play as Dimitri's gone for 2 minutes. We got the number 1 line for Montreal with the number 1 defense pairing. St. Louis is taking their right wing out. Turcotte's a 3. LeBue's a 2. +1 for St. Louis. 7 on the +1. They do not have a right wing. Drop the puck again. 10 on the +1. Disadvantage centerman. LeBue has the puck on the power play for Montreal with a 1-0 lead. 46 is a 42. 2 through 7, we got a neutral zone face-off. We got a 7. We got a neutral zone face-off. That will eat up first 30 seconds of the power play. So face-off, +1 St. Louis, 7 on the +1. They do not have a right wing. 5 on the +1. Disadvantage right wing. Bellows. Bellows on the power play. 33 skates right in. It's a 1. 24. Going to go up to a 25. Bellows. Shot. Out of the range. Pepperton with 16th shot at Grant Fuhr. 61 is a 22. We cannot cover it up. It is taken away by the opposing right wing. Another 30 seconds gone on the power play as they work up around. And here comes Bellows. Power play attack. 24 is a 9. That will be a shot. Shot range of 25. Fires the puck out of the range. Goalie. Grant Fuhr. 64. 5. Going to hold it for a face-off. As they do not have their right wing in there. We're down to the last 30 seconds of the power play for Montreal. Once again, put some pressure on 12 on the +1. Disadvantage right defenseman. Here comes Odeline on the power play. 53 is a 19 with a man advantage taken away by the left defenseman. We are down to the last minute of the period. And here comes St. Louis with the puck. Even the number 2's out there. 65 is a 36. What we can have there, a possible fight. We got a 36-56, 36-56. Possible coincidental minors. We know Bergevin's going to the penalty box. Will anybody join him for a coincidental? We got Odeline's a 32. It is. Odeline's going. Bergevin's gone. So we got coincidental minors. 51 through 66. So 51 through 66 could be an additional minor. It is not. So we got both Schneider, or both Odeline and Bergevin going to the penalty box with 30 seconds left in the first period. Here we are, 30 seconds left in the first period. We got 4-on-4. LeBue versus Turgeon. Turgeon the +2. We got a 7 on the +2. Advantage centerman. Here we go, 4-on-4 action. Pierre Turgeon, 4-on-4. 16 is a 28 on a 4-on-4. 28 will be an interception and shot on goal right wing, but there's not a right wing out there. So here he comes again. Turgeon. 12's a 25. Interception and shot on goal right defenseman. Shot frequency of 7. It is a 4. Stagnant's going to shoot. 22's going to actually go up to 24. shoots it out of the range. And the goalie, Grantfier, 63-38. He holds it for a face-off, and that is the end of the first period. As we're going to the intermission, Montreal leading 1-0. So get ready for the second period of action. Talk a little bit happened in the first period of action. First period of action was actually dominated by Montreal as they had 18 shots on goal. Only 2 of them were big scoring opportunities, and Grantfier was able to stop one of them, and that gave Montreal their 1 goal. Coming the other way, St. Louis ended up with 7 shots on goal. They had 1 scoring opportunity, and Patrick Waugh was up to the task. So a shot advantage for St. Louis, for Montreal, is 18-7. 5 block shots for Montreal, 3 block shots for St. Louis. So the goal was by Danfus, the assist was by Lemieux and Bellows. And penalties, we had Montreal had 2 penalties and St. Louis has 3 penalties. We come out in the second period, we'll be playing 4-on-4 for another 90 seconds. Get ready for the second period, trying to do better. I see I got my second period marker done here. I got my Canadians. Trying to do pretty good keeping my advanced score system caught up here. And if anybody's ever been playing and kind of wondering if they're following along what I got going on here with my little color things here, if I go to the green, that means that that player's in the offensive zone. Red means he's in the defensive zone. And yellow means he's in the neutral zone. That way, if I have to stop, I can remember exactly where the play had ended. So let's go out here for the second period. Stéphane Lemieux is a 2. Pierre Turgeon's a 4, +2 for St. Louis. So we start the second period. 8 on the +2. Advantage right defenseman. And here comes Al MacInnis. 4-on-4 for another 90 seconds. MacInnis, 43 is a 29. Interception on shot on goal. Left defenseman. Pronger's shot frequency's high enough. So he's going to shoot through 15, elevated up to 21. Schneider through 21. It is out of the range. Grantfier, 13's a 6. He's going to hold it for a face-off. So another shot on goal for Montreal. Got a face-off. We got 1 minute left in the 4-on-4. +2 for St. Louis on the place. On the face-off, 5 on the +2. Disadvantage right wing. There's not a right wing in there. We got a 7 on the +2. Advantage center. Here comes Turgeon. Out of the defensive zone. 61 is a 16. They got a forecheck at 10. They do not. Interception. Left wing. Taken away by Danfus. We're down to the last 30 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Vincent Danfus, 15's a 1. He skates in. 23 bumps up to the 25. Danfus fires the puck. It's out of the range. 20th shot on goal already for the Canadians. Grantfier, 65's a 35. That's going to be a rebound. Rebound number 2 will be the highest intimidator with a 2. Highest one would be Danfus. A 6-2 on a rebound. No rebound. It is smothered by the goalie. And that is it for the 4-on-4 action. So face-off in St. Louis's end. We got the number 1 lines out and number 1 defense pairings. Turgeon's a +2. 11, +2. Advantage right wing. Hull coming out of the defensive end. 53-9 out of the defensive end. Interception by the right defenseman. And here comes Odeline. Montreal on the attack. 43's a 29. Goes back to Chris Pronger in St. Louis. He skates behind the net, and he's going to let the number 2 lines come out. If my defensemen do not have to leave, I'll let them kind of mess around with the puck and let the forwards change out. as the forwards change about every 2.5 minutes, the defenseman every 5 minutes. Now here comes Pronger. St. Louis trailing by 1. 26 is a 16. Going to drop to a 17 on the ODAI. A 17 will be taken away by the centerman, Muller. Haven't called his number very much. Number 2 line, Kirk Muller. 62. 62's an 8. Possible forecheck. 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. He does get a shot. Muller shooting to 25. Muller puts it on the goalie. Grant Fuhr. 62 is a 5. Saves it to Conroy. That time Fuhr was up to the challenge. As the forecheckers get a shot on goal. And here comes Conroy in St. Louis. 55's a 2. He skates down and gets a shot. 22 is the range. Let's it go. 42. Out of the range. Ace shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh. 32 is a 26. They got to try and clear it. A clearing a 7. Dice roll is a 7. We're going to have a face-off down in Montreal's end as they get their first clearing of the game. Muller's a 3. Turcotte's a 3. We got an even face-off. Even 8. Visiting center. Muller coming out of the defensive end. 16 is a 28. Interception on shot on goal. Right wing. Right wing. Conroy's a shooting to 22. Dice rolls a 62. That's out of the range. Patrick Waugh. 32 is a 26. They got to try and clear it again through 7. And they clear it again down here. Schneider and Odenlin working really well together. Now we have a face-off down in Montreal's end. We are 4 minutes into the second period. We have a 5 on the even face-off. Home left wing. Offensive zone. Jeffrey Courtnall. 55. He's going to get a shot. Shot range of 25. Courtnall. Shot range 25. Out of the range. But St. Louis starting to get some good looks. Patrick Waugh. 16's a 28. For the 3rd time, they got to try and clear it with a 7. This time they cannot clear it. 28, that is the 4th highest, will get the shot. Courtnall 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to give the shot to Conroy with the shot. 46 is out of the range. Patrick Waugh, 24, is a 19. Taken away by Pronger, the left defenseman, skating around. One last charge down the ice. Pronger. 16's a 35. That's going to be a penalty. A 35-42. Pronger's going to the penalty box. And for the 2nd time, Montreal will be going on the power play. Stand corrected. This will be St. Louis's 3rd time going to the penalty box and the 3rd power play for Montreal. As they're bringing their number 1 forward lines, number 2 defense pairings out. St. Louis has their right wing out. Yankees a 4. +2 for St. Louis on the face-off. 7 on the +2 advantage center. And here comes shorthanded team. Yake, shorthanded. 35 is a 20. On a man disadvantage, that'll be taken away by the right defenseman. Dagnaut, power play team. 25 is a 7. Possible block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. St. Louis does get the block. Dice rolls a 5 to the left wing. Their 4th block shot of the game, and here comes the shorthanded team. Pellerine, shorthanded, 16 is a 28. Goes over to Bellows on the power play. Bellows on the attack. 12's a 25, taken away by Duchesne. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Here comes shorthanded team. Steve Duchesne trying to kill some time. 32's a 26. Cannot do it. Dampus on the power play. 63 is a 6. 6 on a power play. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. Looking at the red dice. It is a 1. Block shot. St. Louis. It will be a block shot. And this time, eats up 30 seconds. We got a defensive zone face-off. We're halfway through the power play as we are 6 minutes into the period. 14 minutes left. Montreal leading 1-0. Trying to score on the power play here. 10 on the +2. Disadvantage left wing. Danfus. Montreal on the attack on the power play. Danfus. 36 is a 34. And he is going to the penalty box. And we're going to skate 4-on-4 for a little bit. So we got 30 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. And then St. Louis will be going on the power play. Even on the face-off. 6 on the even. Visiting right wing. No right wing out there. Face-off 10. Home right wing. No right wing. 11. Visiting left defenseman. Here we go. 4-on-4. Desjardins. 55 is a 3. On the 4-on-4. He's going to skate in and he's going to get a shot. 15 is actually going to go up to a 21. Eric shoots it through 21. It is out of the range. 22nd shot on goal for Montreal in this game. Grant here. 16 is a 28. You got to try and clear it with a clearing of 5. They cannot clear it, so their 4th highest will get a shot. Their 4th highest will be Daigneault's going to shoot. 22. That's a rip out of the range. 5th shot on goal of the period. Grant here, 31. There's a 4. Saves it to the left wing. Pronger coming out of the penalty box. And now we have power play for St. Louis for a minute and a half. And here comes Metre on the power play. 61's a 28. No right wing to take it away. So Dimitri still with the puck. 53. 53 is a 6 on the power play. As a possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots to block it. Looking at the red dice. It is a 1. Montreal blocks it. They block it 2. The right wing, they're just going to hold it down here for a face-off. We got 13 minutes left here in the second period. Montreal leading 1-0. St. Louis on the power play. 7. Home centerman. Turgeon on the power play. 16's a 28. No right wing out there. Turgeon still has the puck. 41 is a 13 on the power play. He's going to try and make a pass. Red dice. He's going to pass it to the second highest shot frequency. That would be to Dimitri. 11 through 44. Dimitri will get a shot. 64. He does not get a shot, but he has the puck. Dimitri on the power play. 33. He skates in and gets a shot. 24 goes up to a 26. 25. Dimitri puts it on the goalie with a chance to tie the game on the power play. Patrick Waugh, 33, is up to the task, saves it to the left defenseman as he stones him. That eats up 30 seconds of the power play. And here comes the shorthanded team. Desjardins, 41's a 24, taken away by the left defenseman. Bergevin, power play, 22. Is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4. They get the block. That'll be a face-off down here in Montreal's end. As we have 30 seconds left. In the power play for St. Louis. Both the centermen are 4s. We got 11 on the even. Visiting left defenseman. Man disadvantage. 46 is a 41. Face-off, defensive zone. And that will kill the power play and get us back to full strength. So face-off down in Montreal's end. We got the number 4 lines out. We got the Eastwick line for St. Louis, the Savard line for Montreal. We got 10, 11 and a half minutes left here in the second period. Savard's a 2, Eastwood's a 4, +2 for St. Louis on the face-off, 7 on the +2, advantage centerman, Eastwood, offensive zone win. 35 is a 20, taken away by the right defenseman, Dignaut. And here comes Montreal, trying to hold on to their 1-goal lead. Snake Eyes is a 2. He's going to skate right in and get a shot. Shot range of 22. Lets it fly. He puts it on the range. It's a 14. Grant Fuhr, 52. 27. He cannot make the save. The defenseman, Dagnut, scores. Here in the second period, Montreal takes a 2-0 lead. So with 10:13 left here, almost at the midway part of the hockey game, Dagnut scores. With Brunette and Savard both assisting, so the number 4 line gets the goal, gives Montreal a 2-0 lead. And here we are, we got a face-off, and we got the number 1 lines and the number 3 defense pairings out here to go on some 5-on-5 hockey. Turgeon's a +2 over Lemieux, 11 on the +2. Advantage, right wing. Brett Hull for St. Louis. They got to get something going here. Brett Hull, 26 is a 14. 14 stays a 14. So it will be a possible assist. Dice rolls a 5. So he's an assistant to the 3rd highest. 22, 16. Can assist it to Rivers. 11-42. So Rivers has the puck. And he will get a shot to 12. Rivers shoots it out of the range. 6th shot on goal of the period, 13th overall for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 16's a 28. They got to try and clear it. They got a clearing of 6. They cannot clear it, so the 4th highest will get the shot. The 4th highest, once again, is Rivers. A shot on goal. Shoot through 12. Out of the range. The goalie, not Fear, but Patrick Waugh trying to make the save here. 22 is a 2. Saves it to the right defenseman, Brian Bellows. Halfway through the second period, here comes Montreal. Brian Bellows with a 2-0 lead. Bellows, 14's a 30. We got an icing. Face-off down in Montreal's end. Turgeon's a +2. 3, +2. Disadvantage right defenseman. Brisbois out of the defensive end. 22's a 1. He skates down and gets a shot. He has shot range of 15. Brisbois out of the range. 25th shot on goal. Grant Fuhr, 65's a 35. Gives up a rebound. Rebound. Red dice will be the highest. The highest gets a 2 on the rebound. 6-2 on a rebound. That will be Bellows. Rebound, 6-2, no rebound. Smothered by Fear for a defensive zone face-off. 9 minutes left here, second period. Face-off, Turgeon a +2. 3 on the +2, disadvantage right defenseman. In the offensive zone, we got Brisbois. Offensive zone, he gets a shot. 66 is a 1. Shot range of 15. Out of the range. 26th shot on goal for Montreal. Grant Fuhr, 41 is a 24. They got to try and clear it with a clearing of 3. They could not clear it, so the highest shot frequency will be Danfus is going to get a shot. Shot range of 23. Puts it on the goalie as it rolls a 23. Grant Fuhr, 63 is a 38. That's a possible goal. He scores. Danfus scores the goal for the second time as Grant Fuhr once again cannot cover it up. And Montreal taking command of this one with a 3-0 lead. So if you're a Montreal fan, you got to be feeling pretty good. So with 8:26 left here in the second period, Montreal takes the 3-0 lead. On the second goal by Danfus, this one is assisted by Haller and Brisbois. They got the assist. We got a face-off center ice. LeBou's a 3, Turgeon's a 4, +1 for St. Louis, and they got to get something going here. 8 on the +1, disadvantage left wing. And here comes Danfus with the puck. 45 is a 7, possible block, 1-2. Only 3 shots to block it. Dice rolls a 4, no block. Danfus is going to get a shot to 23. Danfus 33 this time. This time it's out of the range. Goalie, Grant 16 to 28. They got to try and clear it. They only got it clearing a 3. Cannot clear the puck. 28 will be their 4th highest shot frequency. Will get a shot. The 4th highest will be Haller going to shoot the puck. He's going to shoot it through 16. Haller out of the range. 29th shot on goal for Montreal. Fear not been very good today. 52 is a 27. Once again, they got to try and clear it. Clearing a 3. They cannot clear it. 27 will be their 3rd highest guy will get a shot. This time it'll be LeBeau will get the shot at the goalie. 32 is the shot range. LeBeau puts it on. Can Grant Pierre make the save? 56-34. He cannot. Grant Pierre cannot make the save. The team cannot make any clearings. They can't stop rebounds. And Montreal has just taken a 4-0 lead with a goal by Stéphane Lemieux. So 36 seconds later than the last goal, so 7:50 left here in the second period. Lemieux scores for Montreal, assisted by Danfus and Brisbois, and they have a 4-0 lead. As we got around 8 minutes left here in the second period. And this looks like it's all Montreal today. We got an even on the face-off. We got an even 12. Visiting right defenseman. Patrice Brisbois with the puck. 25 is a 4. 4 will drop to a 5, so he will get a shot because we just need a lot of guys have assist of 25 or higher. So Brisbois is going to shoot to 15, and he puts it on the goalie. Grant Fuhr. Can Grant Fuhr make a save? 15's a 3. He finally makes a save. What does it look like? From point-blank range, Montreal was going to take a 5-0 lead. Here comes Turcotte. 7.5 minutes left. Second period. Turcotte, 42. 42's a 7. 7 stays a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots for the block. Looking at the red dice. It is a 6. No block. Turcotte's going to get a shot to 25. Turcotte, 65. That's out of the range. 15th shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 33, saves it to the left defenseman, Kevin Haller. And here comes Montreal with the puck. Kevin Haller, 35, is a 5. That will drop to a 6, possible block. 1, 2 shots for the block. It is a 2. St. Louis blocks it. Dice roll a 9, blocks it to the centerman, Turcotte. And here comes Darren Turcotte. St. Louis needs to get something going here. 51's a 5. 5 drops to a 6. Possible block. 1, 2, 3 shots to block it. Red dice. 5. No block. Turcotte shoots to 25. Turcotte puts it on the goalie. Patrick Waugh. 21 is a 6. Well, 21 is a... Can't see it. 21 is an 8 for Patrick Waugh. That is a possible save. 4. Puck to the right defenseman. Waugh saves it and gets it to the right defenseman. 6.5 minutes left here. And here comes Brisboe, 35, is a 5. Drops to a 6. 1, 2 shots for the block. Red dice, no block. Brisboe, shoot to 15. He puts it on the goalie with an 11. Can Fear save this one? 43, 29, he cannot. Brisboe scores. And this is just turning into a laugher here in St. Louis as Grant Fear keeps getting beat. 4th goal given up of the period. With right around 6 minutes left here in the second period, Montreal is leading this one 5-0. So at 5:49 left here in the second period, Brisboe gets his 3rd point of the game. He has 1 goal, 2 assists. He's assisted by Moeller and Keene. And Montreal takes a 5-0 lead. We got the face-off, center ice, number 2 forward lines, number 3 defense pairings. And we have a 5-0 hockey game. Moeller's a 3, Turcotte's a 3. We got an even 2. Let's see if somebody's going to get kicked out. 5. We're going to kick the visitor out of the face-off circle. So Keene's going to go in there. Turcotte's going to be a +2 for St. Louis. 10. On the +2. Disadvantaged left wing. Leclaire for Montreal on the attack. Leclaire, 15's a 2. He skates in and gets a shot. Leclaire shooting to 23. Leclaire shoots it out of the range. Here we go. Grant Fear. A rough day. 54 is a 32. Cannot make a clean save. It'd be a shot by the opposing left defenseman. Shot frequency is a 13, so he will get a shot. To 16. Out of the range. 34th shot on goal of the game for Montreal. Grant Fear. 14's a 30. Now he gives up a shot to the opposing centerman, Moeller. Moeller shooting to 25. Moeller out of the range. Grant Fear struggling away. 54 is a 32. Opposing left defenseman. Haller's going to get the shot. To 16. Out of the range. Grant Fear. 65 is a 35. Now he gives up a rebound. Highest gets a 5 on the rebound. Highest rebounder will be Moeller. Mueller's going to get an 8-5 on a rebound. +4. 25. He's going to go up to 33 on a rebound shot. Moeller out of the range. Grant Fear has to try and just make a save somehow. 15's a 3. Gets it to Turcotte. We're down to 5.5 minutes left here. Here comes St. Louis with the puck. Turcotte. 64 is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3. 4 shots for a block. Red dice. No block. It's a 6. Turcotte's going to get a shot. To 25. Turcotte out of the range. 17th shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh out of the range. 34 is a 31. He's going to give up a shot to Conroy. Conroy shoots to 22. Out of the range. St. Louis putting a little bit of pressure on. Patrick Waugh. 63 is a 38. He's going to hold it for a face-off down in Montreal's end. As we're getting a line change with 5 minutes left here in the second period of hockey. And Montreal truly in command with a 5-0 lead. Was looking forward to this one, and it's not quite turning out the way that would have thought. So comes the number 3 lines. Now comes the number 1 defense pairings. Now comes the number 3 lines, the number 1 defense pairings. And we got Carbonneau is a 4. Yake's a 4, so even on the face-off. Even. 6. Visiting right wing. Here comes Lehman out of the defensive end. Gary Lehman, 46 is a 44. Possible bench minor. Neither team has a bench minor, so 44 out of the defensive end. Two through 4 will be a neutral zone face-off. It is an 8. It's a rare play, but I'm not going to do any injuries. It's a rare play. 6/35 on a rare play. 6/35. Player slides into the net head first, might be injured. We're just going to have a neutral zone face off and eat up 30 seconds on that. We just count that as an X. We got 4.5 minutes left here in the period. Both the guys are a 4, so we got an even 2. Visitors booted out. Carbonov's kicked out, so Lehman's going to take the face off. Yake's going to be a +3. 7 on the +3 advantage left wing. And here comes Pellerine in St. Louis trying to get on the board. 34 is a 31. So they got a physical at 10. Oh, they do. All kinds of physicality there. Here comes Matthew Schneider. And here comes Montreal the other way. Schneider with the puck. Snake Eyes is a 1. He skates in. Shot range of 15. Lets it rip. 61. Out of the range. Goalie. Here. Gonna struggle today. 53 is a 6. He's in a holder for a face-off down in St. Louis's end. 4 minutes left in the period. Even face-off. St. Louis's end. 11. Visiting left defenseman. Offensive zone win. For Olderine. 53 is a 19. Offense wins. Taken away by the left defenseman Pronger. 3 minutes left here in the period. Pronger, St. Louis, 42. 42 is a 21. That'll be taken away by the left wing. 21. Taken away by the left wing. We got to get a change. Change on the fly. That's a 1. Because we're going to have the number 2s and number 2s come out to finish up the period here. The number 2. Then we're going to do a change on the way back. It's a 3. So same thing, then 2s and the 2s. What a game this has been. Montreal totally dominating the second period. Here comes Keene with the puck. Last 2.5 minutes of the period. St. Louis leading 5-0. Keene, 43 is a 29, taken away by Bergevin. And St. Louis on the attack. Trying to come down to get a goal. 43 is a 29. Goes right back to Desjardins. 90 seconds left. Period. 2. Montreal. 12 is a 25. Taken away by the right defenseman. Steven Duchesne. Last minute of the period. Duchesne, 45 is a 26, right back to the left wing. Leclerc, and here comes Montreal. Leclerc, 31 is a 4. That will drop to a 5. Anybody got a 31 for assist? They do. Muller's a 41, so Leclerc will get the shot. Shot range of 23. It is on the goalie. Grant Fear, 26 is a 20. Gives up the goal right at the end of the period. And we're going to the break with Montreal leading this thing 6-0. So upon review, the puck did make it in the net just before the period ended. So Leclerc gets the goal, assisted by Muller, only 1 assist. And we're going to the break between the second and third period with Montreal leading 6-0. So we get ready for the third period, talk a little bit about statistics so far. So far, Montreal has 39 shots on goal to St. Louis's 18. 9 scoring opportunities for Montreal, and only 3 for St. Louis. And Montreal with a 6-0 lead. Grant Fear has gone to the showers, and coming in the goalie for St. Louis will be James McLennan. Will be coming into goalie here. The third period for St. Louis, as Grant Fear just had a rough day of it all. Not blaming it all on Grant Fear, but he had a rough day, giving up a lot of extra opportunities. So let's get ready for the third period of hockey here in St. Louis with Montreal leading 6-0. Zamboni's done. The ice is clean. We got face-off center ice. Turgeon +2 for St. Louis on the face-off advantage, 8 on the +2 advantage right defenseman. And here comes Al McGinnis in St. Louis as they're trying to get on the board. Al McGinnis, 12-25, taken away by Odelin in Montreal. Underway in the third period. Lyle Edelin, 42 is a 21. Little back and forth action taken away by the left wing, Dimitra. And St. Louis on the attack. Dimitra, 46 is a 43. No bunch minors on other teams, so we got to shake the dice and see if it's going to be a, let me see, 43. 2 through 7 is a neutral zone face-off. It's a 6, so we got a neutral zone face-off. 18.5 minutes left here in the game. Montreal leading 6-0. We got a 7 on the +2 advantage centerman. And here comes Pierre Turgeon in St. Louis. 31 is a 4. 4 will stay a 4 on the ODAI, so he will get a shot. Shot range of 25 for Turgeon. Dice rolls a 44. It is out of the range. That will be the 19th shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 66 is a 1. He saves it to the left defenseman, Schneider. He's an escape behind the net. And then we're going to get our first line change of the period. Out comes the number 2 lines. Out comes the Muller line for Montreal, as all the lines have been doing damage for Montreal. And here comes Matthew Schneider and company with the puck and the lead. 52 is a 27, coming the other way with Turcotte, the centerman. Here comes St. Louis. Darren Turcotte. 56 is a 33, going to the burger chart for possible penalty. 33-63, that will be a neutral zone face-off. No penalties. 17 minutes left in the game. Even on the face-off, even 5. Home left wing. Jeffrey Courtnall with the puck. 43 is a 29. Even the big shooters for St. Louis have not been able to get many good scoring opportunities. And here comes Matthew Schneider in Montreal. 14 is a 30. That will be an icing. Face-off down in front of the Montreal net. Even on the face-off as we got a pair of 3s, 5. Home left wing, Courtnall. He is in the offensive zone. Trying to work the puck around. 64 is a 4. In the offensive zone. That will be a shot on goal. Courtnall. Range of 25. Puts it on the goalie. Patrick Waugh. 15 is a 3. He's up to the task. He's been really good in the goal. Makes a big save. And here comes Kurt Muller in Montreal. 15's a 1. He skates in and gets a shot. Muller, shot range of 25. Out of the range. First save for McClellan. 34 is a 31. He cannot save it very good. It'll be a shot for Keene. Keene's going to be shooting to 22. Keene puts it on McClellan. 34 is a 31. Keene scores. McClellan gives up the goal. And the beatdown continues as Montreal takes a 7-0 lead. So with 14:57 left in the game, Keene scores with an assist from Schneider to give Montreal a 7-0 lead. As McClellan comes in and the beatdown continues. And what we have coming out here is the number 3 lines are coming out with the number 2 defense pairings. Here we got face-off, center ice. Carbonell's a 4, Yake's a 4, so we got an even face-off 12. That'll be the visiting right defenseman, Dignat for Montreal. With the puck. 62 is an 8. Possible forecheck. Forecheck. So nope. So it'll be a wide. It'll be a possible clearing. Clearing to 5. No clearing. Wide shot. Wide shot 7. The highest shot frequency will get a shot. So it will be Gilbert Dion with a shot. Shooting through 23. Out of the range. Third shot on goal of the period for Montreal. McClellan, 53 is a 6. Holds it for a face-off down in St. Louis's end. Face-off. Even on the face-off. Even 9. Visiting left wing. Offensive zone win for Dion. Offensive zone. 24 is a 9 on the offensive zone. Block shot left defenseman. Bergevin has the puck. And here comes St. Louis Bergevin. They do want to get on the board today. 22 is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to block it. The dice roll of 4. Blocks it to the right wing. And here comes Lehman. Montreal with the puck. 12's a 25. Taken away by Duchesne. 6 minutes into the second period. Montreal winning this one in a rout. Duchesne 46-41. Both no bench minors. 10 on the 41. That's a rare. Not going to do any injuries. 464 on a rare. Those injuries are turned off for the game. 464. We're just going to have a neutral zone face-off. Face-off. Battle of the Fours. 12. Visiting right defenseman. Daigneault with the puck. Here comes Montreal. 12's a 25. Taken away to right defenseman Duchesne. He skates behind the net. Out comes the number 4 lines. They're getting their one shift of the period. Eastwood. Savard. Though Montreal's number 4 line did a little bit of damage earlier. Here comes Duchesne in St. Louis. Duchesne, 36 is a 33. That is a possible penalty. 33-33. Minor penalty for Duchesne. As Montreal is going on the power play. This will be the 4th power play for Montreal, and right now they're just going to leave the number 4 line out there with the number 2 defense pairing with the 7-0 lead. So face-off center ice. St. Louis's right wing is taken out of the game. We got a 5 on a +2 for St. Louis. Disadvantage right wing. Power play team. Todd Ewan on a power play. 36 is a 35. Goes to a 34. Ewan's going to the penalty box. And now we got 4-on-4 hockey. So the number 4 lines are staying out. 12 minutes left in the game. 90 seconds of 4-on-4. Eastwood's a +2. 7 on the +2. Advantage centerman. Eastwood. 4-on-4. 51 is a 7. Possible block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for the block. Looking at the red dice. Montreal gets a block. It's a 2. Block back to the shooter for a screen shot. So they get the block. But Eastwood's going to get a shot. 21. That's within the range. Patrick Waugh. 52-27, come back to save, and St. Louis finally with a 4-on-4 action. Get a goal as Eastwood scores the goal. And we got ourselves a 7-1 hockey game. So with 11:23 left in the game here, St. Louis finally gets on the board. They're trailing 7-1 as Eastwood with an assist from McGinnis and an assist from Pronger. So we got a face-off. Center ice. We got 1 minute left in the 4-on-4. 7-1 hockey game. Savard's a 2. Eastwood's a 4. So a +2. 4 on the +2. Advantage left defenseman. And here comes Pronger on the attack. For St. Louis, 15 is a 5. That will be a shot on goal. On the 4-on-4, it's a shot on goal. Bumps up to a 16. 14 goes to a 16. Pronger shoots it. Out of the range. Patrick Waugh 35 is a 4, saves it to the left wing. $30 left on the 4-on-4, and here comes Brunette. 31. 31's a 3. He skates in and gets a shot. 24 is going to bump up to 26. Out of the range. 4th shot on goal of the period for Montreal. McClellan. 41's a 24. They got to try and clear it. They got to clear in a 9. Pronger and McInnes are able to clear the puck. So St. Louis will be going on the power play just for 30 seconds. So 30 seconds of power play team for St. Louis here with just 10.5 minutes left. We got the number 1 lines and number 3 defense pairings out there. Turgeon's a +2 for St. Louis, 8 on the +2, advantage right defenseman. And here they come on the power play. Todd Gill. 44 is a 2. He skates in and gets a shot. 21. That will bump up to a 23 for Todd Gill. Todd Gill fires it out of the range. 23rd shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh. 36 is a 33. Opposing right defenseman gets a shot. Shot frequency at 12, so he will get a shot. Shot range of 23. Gill puts it on. Waugh. What can he do? 46. 41. He cannot make the save. Since St. Louis has scored again. And we got a 7-2 hockey game here, as they're trying to mount the epic rally. So with 9:47 left in the game, Todd Gill scores the goal, a defenseman goal, with an assist from Turgeon and Hull. It was a power play goal, and we got a 7-2 hockey game. So we got a face-off, center ice. We got the number 1 forward lines, number 3 defense pairings, and we got 4-on-4 hockey. Or 5-on-5, I should say. There's been a lot of penalties, but we have back to 5-on-5. Turgeon, 5 on the +2. Disadvantage right wing. Brian Bellows in Montreal. With the puck on the attack. 26 is a 15. 15 stays a 15. He's going to try and get a pass. Dice rolls going to pass it to the 3rd highest with a range of 34. 3rd highest will be Haller. 11-2-34, he'll get a shot. So Haller will get a shot. Shooting through 16. Out of the range. That will be the 44th shot on goal for Montreal. McClellan, 62's a 5, saves it to the right wing. Brett Hull. And here comes the Golden Brett. Haven't called his name much today. Shooting down the ice. Hull, 36 is a 33. Could be a penalty, but 11-2-46 will not be a penalty, as he's a minor of 0. So he's just going to hold on to the puck and skate, keep it, control of the puck. Brett Hull, 43 is a 29, taken away by Kevin Haller. 9 minutes left in the game. Here comes Montreal, Kevin Haller. Montreal, 51's a 5. 5 stays a 5. Anybody got a 51? Nope, that will be a neutral zone face-off. 8:30 left in the game. Turgeon's a +1. 10 on the +1. Disadvantage center. Here comes Stéphane Lemieux for Montreal. 63 is a 18. 18 stays an 18. That'll be taken away by the right wing. Hull. See if we get some Hull magic here. 25's a 1. He skates in and gets a shot. Shot range of 23. 61. Hull shoots it out of the range. 25th shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 36 is a 33. It'll be a shot for the opposing right defenseman. He is a shot frequency of 12, so he will get the shot. Shoot to 21. 43 is out of the range. Shot 26. Patrick Waugh, 62 is a 5. Saves it to the right wing, Bellows. We got to get a change. Bellows shoots it down the ice. It's a 5. It will be a corner battle. Here comes the F2s. So the corner battle will be with the centerman, because the second dice roll is a 5. The centerman is a 13 versus a 6. Muller takes it away with the physicality. Gets it over to Leclerc. Left wing matchup. Or in the slot. Left wing 3. Left wing against the right defenseman. 6. 8. No, 6 and 6. Taken away by Todd Gill. And here comes St. Louis the other way. St. Louis. Gill skates behind the net. Lets the forward lines come out, and here comes St. Louis as we got 7 minutes left in the game. Todd Gill scored a goal earlier with the puck. 62s and 9. Blocks it to the left defenseman, Kevin Haller. And here comes Kevin Haller with the puck. Montreal. 15. 15 is a 4. Drops to a 5. He will get a shot. Shoots through 16. Haller shoots it out of the range. 45th shot on goal. McClellan. 23 is a 6. He will hold it for a face-off way deep down in St. Louis's end. 6.5 minutes left in the game. 5-on-5 hockey. We got an 8. Even. Visiting center. Offensive zone win for Muller. 16 is a 28. Taken away by the right wing, Craig Conroy. And here comes St. Louis. Trailing 7-2. Conroy, 32 is a 30. That will be an icing. Just wanted to bring out the number 3 lines. Pre-lockout time, we could do changes on icings, and that's what they're going to do. We'll come up number 3s and the number 1s. So we got 5.5 minutes left here. As far as the St. Louis fans, they'll be happy this one's over. They were excited about this one, but it has not panned out as Montreal has just been more physical, more dominating, and just totally dominated this game. They got an even face-off, even 6. Visiting right wing, Lehman in the offensive zone. Skating with the puck. Snake Eyes is a 1. He skates in and gets a shot. Shot range of 26. 33, it's out of the range. 46th shot on goal. McClellan. 42 is a 5. Saves it to the right wing, Campbell. And here comes St. Louis. 5 minutes left in the game. Campbell. 66 is a 1. He skates right in and gets a shot with a shot range of 24. Lets it fly. Out of the range. 27th shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh. 63 is a 38. He's going to hold it for a face-off. 4.5 minutes left in the game. Face-off down in Montreal's end. It is an even face-off, even 8. Visiting center. Defensive zone win. Guy Carbonell. Defensive zone win. 41's a 24. Pronger. Going to get a shot. Well, shot frequency 11. They're going to shake the dice to see if he'll get the shot. It is a 7, so he will get the shot. Shooting through 14. Out of the range. 28th shot on goal for St. Louis. Patrick Waugh, 45, is a 6. He's going to hold it for a face-off down in Montreal's end with 4 minutes left in the game. Same line staying out there. Yake and Carbonell. 6 on the even. Visiting right wing. Defensive zone win. Gary Lehman. 22. He skates in and gets a shot. Shooting to 26. It's on the range. McClellan. 34. Cannot make the save. Lehman scores. And we got ourselves an 8-1 hockey game late in the game here. So with 3:45 left in the game, Lehman scores a goal, 1 assist to Carbonell. It is 8-2. Montreal. We have right around the 3.5 minutes left in the game. 3:45 left in the game. We got a face-off, center ice. Battle of the fours. Yake and Carbonell. It's a 4 on an even home right defenseman. McInnes with the puck. And here comes St. Louis. McInnes, 62 is a 9. Blocks it to the left defenseman. Schneider has the puck. Coming back the other way for Montreal. Schneider. 16, 28. Taken away by Campbell. 3 minutes left in the game. Campbell, 64. 64 is a 5. That drops to a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots for a block. It's a 1. It's a block shot for Montreal. Block shot for a defensive zone face-off. Their 10th block of the game. We got 2.5 minutes left. And both the teams are going to finish up with the ones and the ones. The way it all began is the way it all will end. The number 1 forward lines and the number 1 defense pairings. A lot happened since they first started the game way back in the first period. And most of it all Montreal. Turgeon's a +2. 8 on the +2. Advantage right defenseman. McInnes in the offensive zone. Here comes St. Louis McInnes. 36 is a 34. He's going to the penalty box. So with 2 minutes left in the game, St. Louis trying to start some, some stuff. So he's going to penalty box. This will be the 5th power play for the Canadians. So 2 minutes left in the game. Montreal with the number 1 pairings out there. Number 1 is with the penalty with McInnes going to the penalty box. The face-off center ice. St. Louis +2. 9 on the +2. Disadvantage center. Here comes the power play team. Stevan Labo. Power play. 33 is a 1. He skates in. 32 bumps up to the 33. Out of the range. 48th shot on goal for Montreal. 53 is a 6. McClellan holds it for a face-off. As we got 90 seconds left in the game. Face-off. +2 for Turgeon. +2. Disadvantage left defenseman. Schneider on the power play. 15 is a 2. Skates in, he gets a shot. 15, could go up to 16. Schneider shoots it out of the range. Goalie. McClellan, 46, 44. Cannot make a clean save. It's going to be a rebound. Their highest guy is going to get a 5. Rebound, highest guy is going to be the 6. Danfus, 6'5". On the rebound. It will be a +2. So 23, 24, 25, plus the 26 on a rebound. Out of the range. 11th shot on goal of the period. McClellan trying to make a clean save. It's a 5. They're going to hold it for a face-off. Down in. Their end. +2. 10 on the +2. Disadvantage left wing. Power play. Danfus. 24 is a 9. He gets a shot. 23 is a go up to a 24. Out of the range. As they're putting the power play pressure on now. McClellan, 51's a 4. Saves it to the left wing. We're down to the last 30 seconds of the game. Here comes Dimitri. 32's a 30. It's an icing. And that's going to be it here in St. Louis. The final score. Montreal 8-2. Be back in a minute with the final totals. Okay, on the game recap here, Montreal comes into St. Louis and they dominate every facet of the game. And the goalies for St. Louis were really bad. Montreal with an 8-2 win. They had 8 goals, 51 shot on goal, 11 scoring chances, 4 penalties for 8 minutes. They were 0 for 5 on the power play and no shorthanded goals. St. Louis had 2 goals. They had 28 shots on goal, 6 scoring opportunities, 6 penalties for 12 minutes. They were 1 for 3 on a power play, and they scored on the 4-on-4. So let's take a little look at, so at the final score here, Montreal, they're going on to the next round of the tournament. Right now we'll take a quick look at what's going on with the tournament. They will be playing Boston in the second round, as Boston beat Tampa Bay 2-1 last week. So we got a good one here. That'll be a couple months away, as they play one game a week in the tournament. So Boston, Montreal is something to look forward to. And next week we got the 80-81 Los Angeles Kings against the 1988-89 Calgary Flames. Then the following week will be Colorado versus Edmonton, and we get to see Gretzky. So some really good matchups here in the first round. And that is it here from Bay City, Michigan. Made it to the end. I haven't done my shameless plug yet, but if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like a lot of stuff you've been seeing, but doing baseball, horse racing, soccer, do all the sports that the Apba Game Company has now are on my channel. If you could subscribe, that'd be awesome. Any likes, any comments? Are you rooting for Montreal to go further? There's probably a lot of Montreal fans. So that is it from cold Bay City, Michigan here, with the final score, Montreal 8, St. Louis 2. Have a great week. Goodbye.